What's happening, guys? How's it going, man? So yeah, I just got done watching Triple G versus Derevyanchenko. Man, that was a really good fight, really entertaining. Gennady Golovkin got off to a great start. He dropped Derevyanchenko in the first round. Derevyanchenko was trying to stick a jab and move and try and box on the back foot. Didn't work out for him. You could just see that Triple G eats that type of style up. I mean, he wasn't even doing much in the first round, Triple G, but he just had him timed. That strategy of trying to outbox Triple G on the back foot is very, very unwise, and you saw why, because you give Triple G space to work, and he knocked Derevyanchenko down with a very hard flurry in the end of the round. And in the second round, Triple G came out and just absolutely blasted Derevyanchenko. He cut him above the eye, hurt him with some left hooks, and it looked to me like the fight was going to be over. I said on Twitter, I was like, this ain't going to last long. But then Derevyanchenko surprised me. He came out in the third round and really put it on Triple G. He was working the body, he was pushing Triple G back, he was slipping and sliding, moving his head, throwing in them fucking uppercuts to the body inside and backing Triple G up and, imploring Triple G to open up and really, really putting it on him. And every time they would come close, Derevyanchenko would try and rough him up inside with some hooks, and that was a really, really strong comeback from him. And he really did push Triple G in this fight. Triple G looked his age. He was starting to switch off by about the fourth or fifth. The body shots were getting to him. I think the pressure was getting to him. But I felt that midway through the fight, Triple G started to find his timing, and I felt that he started to make Derevyanchenko miss. Triple G, whenever he would use his jab, he was very effective. He was backing Derevyanchenko up at times when he would throw the jab, even though I felt for a lot of the fight, Triple G neglected the jab. He wasn't using the jab as consistently as he usually does. And that led to the fight being very competitive because Derevyanchenko, even though he had a cut and even though he was busted up, he didn't really have much of a jab to worry about. Derevyanchenko was more concerned about the big overhand rights and left hooks from Triple G. And when Triple G would work the body, he was effective. But again, he had the same problem in this fight that he had in the Danny Jacobs fight, in the sense that he wasn't really working the body consistently. I felt if he'd have worked the body in this fight, he probably would have stopped Derevyanchenko. But to me, it was a bit of a flat performance from Triple G. Golovkin's looked a lot better in the past. In fact, this fight, and I know that I'm pissing a lot of fanboys off by saying this, but this fight to me was actually closer and more competitive than either of the Canelo fights. Triple G handily beat Canelo Alvarez in both of those fights. Okay, neither one of them was competitive. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. He handily beat Canelo in both of those fights. In this fight, though, Derevyanchenko really did make Triple G look his age. He really pushed him and, like I said, hurt him to the body and backed him up. And just, he was able to take Triple G's punches because I think he felt the power in the first round. And after getting caught in the second round, he kind of had attuned to the power. And as we see from fighters, later on in fights, they don't tend to be as affected by the same punches as they are when they get caught cold early. And I think Derevyanchenko showed excellent ability to adjust. It just wasn't enough. Okay, the knockdown in the first round, as well as the big, cut that he got in round two, it set the tone for the fight. And I think Triple G had too big a lead early on. Triple G also dominated, in my opinion, the last couple of rounds. As he often does in fights, he will often rally late, and despite the fact that he's shown stamina issues, he did really push a performance in the last round. I mean, in the last round, he was really roughing Derevyanchenko up. He was hitting him, smacking him round the head with the bloody, big overhand rights and big left hooks. Smacking him in the side of the head and really just pummeling him. And it was just a really good performance from Triple G, man. In terms of like how much grit that he showed. I've seen better technical performances from Triple G. I think the Triple G who fought Willie Monroe Jr. or the Triple G who fought David Lemieux would have absolutely smashed Derevyanchenko in 4 rounds. I really do. But he showed a lot of bottle to me, Triple G did. He showed, once again, a fantastic chin. Triple G has an absolutely granite chin. It's incredible. And it was a good performance, a good fight. Triple G looked his age, and I don't see him being champion for very long. I mean, even if he fights some of these young guys, I mean, you've got guys like Demetrius Andrade out there at middleweight. If he fights Canelo again, Triple G's probably old enough now to the point where Canelo could probably legitimately beat him. Because in the first 2 fights, Canelo got an absolute schooling, an absolute boxing lesson, and a disgusting gift decision. But in the third fight, with Triple G being older and with Canelo having improved a bit more, he'll probably win that fight, a little bit. It might still be a robbery, but it might be a little bit less controversial than the first two in which Triple G handily won. I think that if he fights some of the guys at super middleweight, like you've got like Callum Smith and guys like that, I think they might beat Triple G. Even Billy Joe Saunders at this stage might. I'm not saying he will beat Triple G. He might have enough left to beat Triple G at this point, because I just think the lack of speed was evident, and the lack of that stamina that Triple G used to have, where he'd constantly be cutting off the ring and making that ring feel small, always doing something, always throwing either a jab or a feint, working the body, working your back with hooks and uppercuts, and just always really, really breaking you down. There was none of that from Triple G in this fight. It was a very workmanlike performance. So I think Triple G is past his prime. I mean, obviously past his prime. The dude's, 37 years old, so he's going to be beaten again, as far as I'm concerned, pretty soon. So let me know what you guys think anyway. It was a good fight. Yeah, pretty much all I got to say. Thanks for watching. God bless.